Hi everybody, Ralston back here for a wonderful breakdown of the DLC trailer that's coming out. There's a lot of messages and interesting things I want to get into, so let's jump right into it.
And the next chapter in Nazi Zombies, The Darkest Shore, the most terrifying chapter we brought to date.
So the next zombie map is The Darkest Shore, and I would be reserved with our ideas right now for being the scariest zombie map yet. They keep saying scariest zombie map, but I really don't know why they're going for that. I think they're nailing the theme they're going for, and the atmospheres are typically really, really good with this game, but scary is a game that really works well in Call of Duty because they're giving you a gun and the mechanics inside the game allow you to defend yourself. Fear and suspense is all about being at a disadvantage and not being able to be in control in that type of deal, and Call of Duty really doesn't enable that type of fear. And I also thought it'd be fun to point out, like, this guy's desk they're showing in the demo. What's going on here? What is he doing? Like, does this guy actually work here and he has a nothing desk, like no inspiration for working on zombies? Is that like a QA testing desk or something? It just was a weird nitpick. I just wanted to point it out because I thought it was amusing.
Next chapter in the game, our characters, they've received intel about the movement of Dr. Straub.
So now we have a reason for going to the next map. We got intel following Straub. Many people are speculating he died because we shoot him in the trophy. He just walks away from that. It's kind of something in-game that isn't so much canonical, because there's a lot of stuff that happens in-game that isn't canonical to the storyline, and what that means is it's not what they accept as the actual storyline of what's going on, in case you're unfamiliar with the term. Now, upon further review, my first time through, I thought for sure this was Klaus, but as I've gone through now, back and forth on this, it actually looks like a zombie more or less with the exact same uniform. So, or similar with the lighting when you get closer to it. So they are showing a zombie standing still. So I don't know if that they just froze the game, a mechanic, a new type of zombie or something like that. But it was really strange to see this my first time through. Why would they even show a zombie so similar to Klaus when it's already been hinted at that he hasn't been dead or not? So if that is actually Klaus, that's terrible to show him up front in the trailer, because it's just like, you got to have a lot more narrative focus. The whole suspense of what happened to Klaus would be really odd just to be taken out in a reveal trailer. But now upon inspection, it doesn't seem like they ended up doing that. It's just a random zombie frozen, which is odd. Weird, really weird, odd choice to show that. So I'm curious where that goes.
He's gone to this foggy island just north of Germany. We really wanted to play with something new in this map. We wanted to play with this idea of what happens when fog rolls in. You can't see them until they're 5 feet away from you.
It's really creepy. There's a sense of things that could come out from the fog.
So there's a few things I want to point out and some fundamental things I disagree with in the setting of games. First off, we can see our normal special infected are back. You'll see bomb zombies, and a new one's going to be talked about in just a moment. But they already played with this concept in the game in the Final Reich. When you're by the lightning tower, we had this sequence where the fog is there, and pointing it out my first couple playthroughs, I'm like, that's cool. I like the idea that you can't see them until they come out of the fog. With that said, for the entire map to have this rolling through back and forth can start a problem for players enjoying the game. What you end up doing is obstructing your beautiful map you spend all this time making, or maybe you're hiding all the stuff that's not finished in the map with the fog, which definitely seemed to be the case with transit and maps like that in the past. This is a new concept of fog rolling in. We've literally had Jason Blundell become a meme because of that. We've seen that happen in maps. I think he was referencing Origins with fog rolling in at one point, but more or less Call of the Dead is a more famous map for having fog come in and out, which makes the map grayer than gray and obnoxiously boring in a sense. To me personally, not the map Call of the Dead is boring, but when the fog rolls in, I lose a lot of the charm of the map of Call of the Dead, all right? Now, I'm just pointing these out as some history stuff, not trying to get Debbie Downered about this, because literally everybody and their sister is down about World War II zombies right now, and it's kind of a shame. Furthermore, with their statement saying it creates a scary atmosphere, I think it's more going to piss players off. But I'm hoping I'm wrong on this one, because in a movie, that's scary when you don't know what's coming out of the fog and can control it in that way. As a player, when you're trying to go get stuff, and zombies are so much about timing, knowing where the zombies are, making sure to manipulate their movements and stuff like that, this could be awful if you're turning a corner and for no fault of your own, you get one hit by a whistler that's just sitting around the corner. Or think about how awful the bomb zombies are going to be exploding and you have literally no chance to beat them. In a game, you kind of want mechanics to allow you to try and get out of those tough situations, not in the sense that you just click a switch and, oh, there's nothing you can do, you just lose. Like, the game has decided you're going to lose now. That brings a lot of frustration into players. And with the fog, they're only 5 feet in front of you. Maybe they fine-tune it in a way that you can see the explosive zombies and the whistlers just soon enough that you still have time to react and shoot them and have that advantage to get around them or know what you need to do if you're a skilled player or not, versus just doing here you go, Fred. And I see the jump scares are still going to be back, so we're going to have the fog now, increasing the amount of jump scares our characters have, where every time you turn a corner, even if zombies were already following you, we have this loud music that plays that gets annoying as you continue through the rounds, because it's like you've already established the zombies are there, but now we're gonna have fog amplifying that. So it depends on how often the fog rolls in, how they're implementing it in the map. I think this is a interesting choice. I think it makes sense on paper, but in practice, I think fog really hurts zombies from the maps we've played in the past. But that's just my personal opinion out there. You guys could feel differently. Totally fine. I'm just voicing what I feel about this.
For the Darkest Shores, we have a new weapon called the Ripsaw.
My favorite weapon in the game thus far. It is a combination buzzsaw, gun, and it handles zombies up close and at a distance. We've gotten experimental with some of the gameplay here, and we've created a new zombie.
I like their idea for a new zombie, what they're showing right now, if it's messed up, and they talked about playing with the AI, so you could create some of that scariness if you have the fog rolling in, and you have these zombies that are calculating their attack on you, and they're climbing walls and hiding in walls, or they crawl into locations. I don't know, this is the feeling I was given off by the 2 frames we see of this character, and this is really a possibility of something fun and exciting, that you might have these guys hiding in rooms to jump on you or try and mess you up in some way. Maybe even possibly Left 4 Dead type stuff, you know, when a jockey, I think, gets on top of you or whatever. But you also have the same scary realization that it might be more like denizens and take away from the gameplay. I applaud and I encourage their jump at innovation and trying to do new things. Hopefully these aren't steps in the same direction that we've already seen, done in just the Sledgehammer tone, but I am genuinely skeptical of how they portray this game because of the support so far for zombies and how the game has played so far. So I think there's a healthy skepticism that's needed throughout this DLC season. I'm very excited. I'm hoping it's going to be what we need, but it definitely feels like this has been a long jump from the Final Reich to the first DLC, where Shadows and the Giant really were holding us over till just about the end, till the Rise and Drop came. And then we know how Zet and all that type of stuff. And the problem is we're going to have to compare this to Call of Duty Zombies, because Treyarch is the zombie leaders, and right now we're kind of stuck in this limbo in zombie times.
This is a zombie that is clever, that is strategic. It is one of the scariest.
I want to point out the bomb zombie, obviously not if it's coming back, but I like this atmosphered setting where this is probably the inner labs once again with Straub, but we're a little worried that we're just going to be chasing Straub to all these secret bases. I hope this is the last secret base we go to of Straub's intentions so we can progress the story, and also this clever zombie is calculating. It has potential.
Creations that I've ever seen.
So all in all, this seems to be shaping up to a very interesting first DLC one for Sledgehammer Games. I was very much into the Winter Siege event as it came out, but then it just became grinding for loot boxes, which doesn't really appeal to me, and grinding isn't all that fun when you don't have a great reward system in play. So as we continue to see what's going on here in the evolution of our game, I wonder what is truly in store for zombies and how it's going to affect us. A lot of the talk the developers have in this game seems like just talk for that matter. I know they have the best intentions. They keep telling us it's a passion project and that type of stuff, but it seems like there's a lot of details that continue to get overlooked, and things really get to me when they're talking about trying to do right by this game. And I heard they remade a map in the past from Resistance. I'm unfamiliar with this, but people were definitely complaining about it in the comments on the page below. So I guess you guys could let me know, cue me into what that's about, because I enjoy the multiplayer quite a bit, and it's a shame to see that there's not kind of that dedication that we're seeing with new maps, new innovations. One of the biggest complaints is the lack of maps in this game, and we're getting 3 multiplayer maps and 1 war map. You need more maps in the playlist because it really is shaping up to be too redundant with the base maps and what's going on. I'm interested for zombies. I'm excited for what they do, but I think they really need some shakeups with the systems, the consumables, and what's going on. No announcement if there's any new cards in this trailer, if there's any new perks or gameplays. Like, we got new Gobblegums every DLC. They switched up how the Gobblegum machines even worked in the previous game and all that type of stuff. And it's inevitable now that we're going to draw parallels to how the DLC seasons were going in both the previous Treyarch season and even the Ghost season. They added tooths and the leveling system and that type of stuff going forward. We don't know if we're going to get new secret characters, new classes, new mods. These are things that I was hoping for in this trailer that I don't see yet. My hope isn't lost. It could just be not in this reveal yet. They might have a separate zombie trailer reveal, and they might maybe make a music cinematic as well. I don't know if that'll be the case. I think they did show the intro sequences for exo zombies, so maybe that's something we're going to be looking forward to. Like, another prologue sequence is going to be our trailer, and we probably have that play in for certain matches. But I'm skeptical on this release. I am excited. I'm skeptical and a tad bit worried, but it's definitely not the doomsday everybody talks about. I seriously enjoyed the Final Reich. I got over a day played in that map, and I'm about done with it. Like, I am pretty burnt out on playing that map, so it's exciting that this is finally coming to fruition here, and we can get our hands on the next map in the next installment. I'd like to know your thoughts in the comments down below. I hope you did enjoy this video. This actually went way longer than I thought. I didn't think I'd have this much to talk about, but I am skeptical. I have a lot of concerns and worries, but excitements and hopes for it as well. And I'm somewhere in the middle right now on this, so hopefully this turns out really well. I want to know how you guys felt about this trailer as well, if you have as many mixed feelings as I do. And I'm going into it with a lot of positivity, and I'm hoping it delivers in a way that continues our excitement through the DLC seasons. I'm Johnsén27. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Subscribe for more Call of Duty Zombie news and information, gameplays, Easter eggs, tutorials, so on and so forth. And I will see you in the next video.